My name is Dara of D Dazzle Smiles, and this is Ask the Tooth Fairy. So, if you're joining me today, that means that you have taken your first step into learning more about your oral health, and for that, I would like to congratulate you and also thank you for being here. So, before we get started, I would like to let you know a little bit about me. So, I do have a degree in biology, a bachelor's degree from Lincoln University, the first HBCU, 1854. Also, I have a degree in dental hygiene from the University of Pittsburgh, and now I am licensed as a public health dental hygiene practitioner, which is basically a fancy way to say that I can do a lot of things without a dentist present or breathing down my neck. With that being said, the reason why I'm doing these videos is I get a lot of questions in my inbox, and I did ask some people to send me some things, but a lot of people are always asking me about the dental field. And if you know me, I love to talk. I love my career. And for that reason, I just want to be able to spread awareness. I know ultimately I'm going to be a teacher, doing something, teaching science, dentistry, whatever it may be. So the way that these videos are going to go is I would like to have a topic that I talk about for every video, just go a little bit more in depth about that. So just bear with me. If I don't know the answer, I will always find it, but my answers are always research-based, okay? So let's get started. The main number one thing that people always ask me about is whitening. How do I whiten my teeth? What types of products do I use? They're telling me they don't want to go to the dentist and things like that. So I think that I should start with the causes of the reason why your teeth are not as white. Some people naturally just don't have those pearly whites, and that's okay. The way the tooth is structured, the enamel is the hardest substance in the body, and it's also, it is white, but underneath the enamel, there is something called dentin. And dentin is a little softer, and it's also a little more yellow than the enamel that we present. When you smile, you see someone's enamel. So if you have a yellow stain, it could be that your dentin is coming through. Now, my husband, he just said to me, well, what would make someone's dentin come through their teeth? Why would I be able to see that? The answer is if you drink a lot of sugary beverages such as soda or energy drinks, if your diet is just like high in sugar, if you are someone who struggles maybe with bulimia, those are things that will cause your dentin to kind of become more exposed because your enamel is eroding. Even some people who brush a little bit too hard, you could be wearing away the enamel of your teeth. The next kind of stain, so brown stain. Brown stain is from coffee, tea, and cigarettes. And cigarettes is by far the worst kind of stain on your teeth. It's so hard to kind of get off. But a lot of people think coffee stain is a stain that you'll see from all over someone's teeth that are like the consistent brown color. Tea stain, however, will go actually in between your teeth. Tea stain is a lot harder to get off than coffee because of the tannins in the tea leaf. They stay on your teeth a little bit longer. Next, we have the white staining. So have you ever seen someone who has like those white spots, maybe even after braces, or your kid just has those white discolorations? That's actually called fluorosis. Now, fluorosis is a condition where the tooth is exposed to too much fluoride when it's developing, and that causes the areas of fluorosis or decalcification. Sometimes there's a lot of fluoride underneath. You get those white spots underneath someone with braces and things of that nature. Okay. The next type of stain I would like to address is the purple stain. Now, it's not to tell that someone who drinks a lot of red wine, or if you put red berries in your yogurt, or even in your cereal, or if you just snack on berries a lot, it can cause a lot of stain. The same reason as tea leaves, it just has the tannins from the fruit in it. My rule of thumb, anything that can stain a white shirt will stain your teeth. So that's why after you get your teeth whitened, you're not supposed to engage in anything that is stain causing. So those are called extrinsic stains. The only one that wasn't extrinsic was fluoride. So intrinsic stains are stains that happen from something that's inside your body. So if you've ever seen someone who has like a really gray or brownish band that goes across all of the teeth. That's a stain called tetracycline stain. And that occurs if someone takes the antibiotic tetracycline while their teeth buds are forming. So maybe if I took a antibiotic while I was pregnant with Quincy during the developmental period where teeth are coming in, his primary teeth would have the tetracycline stain. Same thing happens with fevers and things like that. We can kind of gauge those things. And for adult teeth as well, if you have an antibiotic and your teeth are forming, it can cause that type of staining on your teeth. So the other reason why we also have some stains that are from trauma, that's why we always recommend anyone who plays sports, you always wear a mouth guard. If you get hit in your mouth, you might think, okay, well, it's okay. Nothing happened because my tooth didn't fall out. But maybe down the line, maybe a few months to even years down the line, you start to see like this grayish brown discoloration on your teeth. And that is because the nerve in your tooth has died. The nerve is your supply, your blood supply to the tooth, and it comes up through the root. So sometimes what happens if you get hit in the face, there's a trauma to that nerve and that blood supply, and there's no longer anything in there, so the tooth becomes necrotic. The only way to fix that is with an implant, crown, filling, some things like that. Bleaching will not help that, or whitening. And then the other kind of stain that occurs is if we have some bleeding that happens inside the tooth. You might see like a little bit of pink. You might see a little bit of pink staining on the tooth as well. So a few other things that contribute to discoloration of the teeth. It could just be genetics. It can be age, any type of disease. There are people who go through chemotherapy. The chemotherapy, sometimes the radiation can really do a big damage on your teeth. So we always, try to advise patients if we know they're going, or if you have a loved one, make sure that you're talking to them about the oral health, because dental hygiene is something that kind of just goes unrecognized in those other facilities. Which my kind of title as a dental hygiene practitioner, I have the authority and the capability to go into those areas, and I can kind of help and spread awareness and even do the clinical side of that as well. So with that being said, let's talk about how we treat these stains. So pretty much every stain is almost able to be treated with whitening. Whitening causes a lot of sensitivity. There are contraindications to them. They will not whiten any type of filling or fake teeth or anything like that, only natural tooth structure. If you are a certain age or you have certain diseases, whitening is just not for you. And I'm talking about in-office whitening. Now, the only stains that regular whitening in the office, we can do those. However, if you have the traumas to your teeth, things like that, those teeth they need to come out, or you need to get crowns and things like that. Bleaching, and I use bleaching and whitening interchangeably. The only reason why is that we don't use bleach anymore to bleach teeth. We use other materials. So if I say bleaching, I just mean whitening. But however, those teeth need to be replaced. Whitening will not fix those. However, anything like smoking, teeth stain, just like general overall, you want to brighten your teeth for the holidays, we can do that in office. My favorite toothpaste that I use at home, I have two of them, and I'll post pictures of them. Number one is Colgate Optic White. It comes in a red box, and it looks like literally like Christmas. It's red and silver, it's super sparkly. That toothpaste, it works wonders. It's a good toothpaste. It's a little bit foamy, but not so much foamy. It's a good toothpaste to use for whitening at home. Secondly, another toothpaste is baking soda and peroxide, and it's by Crest. It's made by Crest, and the reason why I love this is because it definitely foams up. But peroxide is good for gingivitis. Baking soda has the abrasiveness, so it kind of scrubs off the stains, and it also, the peroxide will whiten it. And then Crest is just like a really great product. So those are my two favorite. My third favorite is Crest Pro Health 3D, they used to make this 2-part. Some people can find it every now and again, but they make this 2-part toothpaste. So the first one is, like I said, it's like baking soda. It's really abrasive, but it gets all the surface stains off of your teeth. And the second part of the toothpaste, it's literally 2 tubes. The first one is silver, and the second one is blue. And the second tube has the whitening agent in it. Those are my favorite toothpaste. Three favorite toothpaste for whitening. And I even gave a report on the third one in school. I was like head over heels with this toothpaste. The only thing about when you're using anything like peroxide will dry your mouth out. And also, do not use it long term. There's only a little bit amount of peroxide in these whitening toothpaste, but you do have to be careful that you are protecting your gums and just making sure you're not leaving it on, following the directions and doing what you're supposed to be doing. And that's what I have to say about whitening. The other ways to whiten teeth is if you come into the dentist office, or if you would like to use my special skills, I can come to you and I will do whitenings for you. I do have the website, and it is on the Dazzle Smiles. It's on my Facebook page, and it will be available. I'll actually put it in the link, put it in the comment section or the description box. New to YouTube. But anyway, the other ways that we can whiten is we just use some professional bleach. It's really high strength, and you can sit under a light. It's 15 minutes, 4 sessions of 15 minutes. Most people are okay after the third one. They don't want to do the 4th session because they already see results, but some people do go and do the 4th session. And when I say sessions, I mean like all in one. So it's like we prep the tooth, and then we do the whitening, and then with the light for 15 minutes, rinse that off, and then we do that multiple times. And that's typically what an in-office procedure will look like. And it's very important. If you don't come to me, you go to another office to get your teeth whitened, please never try to communicate with your dental hygiene or whoever is doing your whitening, because the bleach in there can burn your mouth, your gums, your throat, and it's just horrible, and it's not an experience that you don't want to go through. Alrighty, so I'm going to wrap everything up. I've shared a lot of information today, but there are a few things that I just want to touch on very lightly without going in depth. So, a lot of people always ask me, when should I take my kid to the dentist? As soon as your child's first tooth appears, you should be sending them to the dentist. Not even just to get their teeth clean. However, you just want to evaluate things, and it starts to get them into a routine that get them exposed to the environment of the dentist. I've cleaned as young. I've seen patients that were 6 months, and they only had 2 teeth. No, I didn't clean them. I was just able to evaluate that. I've cleaned a 2-year-old's teeth before, and there was so much buildup on there. It was like a really sad situation. Kids should never have that amount of buildup, but typically, if you're someone who you're not really interested in taking your kids to the dentist that early, 2 years old is a good time. Most kids typically will have every baby tooth in their mouth by the time they are 2.5. So that's a good time to start trying to get them acclimated to the dentist. Don't be discouraged if they, don't do that well. It's a very scary environment to be in for a little kid, with all the noises and the sharp, shiny objects and everything like that. There are a lot of just things are going on around. So don't be discouraged if your child doesn't like it. But consistently, you should see the dentist every 6 months. Anyone should see the dentist every 6 months after their first tooth erupts. And you should see the dentist. You should get your teeth cleaned twice a year. But you should see the dentist at least once a year for an exam and x-rays, okay? Whole another topic, because I don't want anyone to come at me about being x-rays, Nazis. We can discuss that. I'm open for debate, just like I'm open for debate about fluoride. Whole another topic. Secondly, someone asked me when they should start their kids on a fluoride toothpaste. Read the ingredients and read the labels, okay, of your toothpaste. I have Corey's toothpaste right here, and this is actually one that is for 6 and up. However, I put a very, very tiny amount on her toothbrush, so that just in case, because The thing about it is little kids are not able to swallow, and fluoride can hurt their tummies. So you don't want to give them too much of the toothpaste, but just a little dab on the toothbrush is fine. So this is Corey's. And what I do is, it has like this little, and that's it. And she has a cup right in front of her. She can spit. And I always, after I'm done, this might be a little bit overboard for a lot of people, but when you're brushing a kid's teeth, you pull their cheeks and tongue back up here. That is those are the most common areas for dental decay in kids. Parents, you have to get that up in there and brush like that. Very, very small amount. So read them. There are 3 and up toothpaste, fluoride toothpaste, and there are also 6 and up toothpaste. Next, my favorite mouthwash I have here. This is my mouthwash, and this one isn't alcohol free. But this is my favorite mouthwash. The only reason why I said alcohol free is because alcohol dries your mouth out. So if you ever rinse and then like for like 30 minutes to an hour, your mouth just has like this really dry feeling, it's because the alcohol in your mouthwash has dried your mouth out. Alcohol is not an active ingredient in mouthwash. The active ingredient is actually the essential oils like eucalyptus and menthol, which I think actually mine has, yes. But the reason why I like this one, the Listerine Total Care, is because it's a 6-in-1. So it helps prevent cavities, it restores your enamel, it strengthens your teeth, it kills bad breath, and it cleans the whole mouth and it freshens breath. So this is my favorite mouth rinse. And this is the one that's therapeutic. Anything like a scope it's gonna freshen your breath. Act is a fluoride rinse. So those types of rinses. Hey girl. Corey said hi. Say hi, Corey. Hi. Okay.
Toothbrush.
Yeah, it's your toothbrush. Okay. So this is my favorite mouthwash, okay? And then also I have some things here. These are kids flossers. Now, my teeth are really far back there, so I have to use flossers for my back teeth. But the reason why I like these is because they're bendable and you can really, okay, let me go ahead and finish, baby. Thank you so much. The reason why I like these is because they give you the extra dexterity you need to get in between your back teeth. And what I'm going to do is, I do have a tooth model. I'm going to do another video, a demonstration about how to brush and floss correctly. But I wanted to just kind of get these things out to the public. But they make them in kids, and they also have these ones, my favorite ones. You get them for like $100 for $1, and they have a toothpick on there, and they're disposable. You throw them away. My favorite, this one is actually, this is Oral-B, and this is my favorite kind of floss, but my favorite floss is Glide. That's the one I use in the office. I will not use any other floss, but the reason why I like this one is because it's waxed, so it doesn't shred. So it's really hard to so when you're flossing, some people are a little bit more heavy-handed, it doesn't shred, okay? And then the last thing that I'm going to say is that this is Prevenant. Now, this is a really high-strength fluoride. This is a Prevenant toothpaste. You can only get this as a prescription from your dentist. And we recommend this for people who are experiencing sensitivity, but also if you have a lot of crowns. This will help to seal those crown margins and prevent decay. Fluoride has a lot of great uses. It's tried and true, and I believe that it should be here to stay because it was actually dubbed one of the best creations or discoveries of the 20th century. There's that. Alrighty, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap things up, and just let me know, give me any feedback on if you have any questions about anything that I talked about. I'm gonna be making some more videos, but if you have a question about anything that we discussed, feel free to leave it in the comment section, send me a DM. But I'm looking forward to just getting this information out to the community. There's so much. I said I'm gonna talk about, even how to get into the hygiene field, my scope of practice. I can just, there's so much oral cancer awareness. Just so many things I can talk about. when it comes related to the oral health field, and I'm so excited. I love being a hygienist, and I love to spread awareness. I like to talk, I like to teach, and I also love to hear what other people think, because I feel like that's really what shapes our interactions, really do shape who we are. And I think that being able to share some of this is going to impact so many people, because if I share it with you, you might share it with someone else. You share it with someone else, you share it with someone else. And at the end of the day, we are a community, and that's what we're here to be. And I am pleased, and I'm so proud and honored to be able to just share this information. And I appreciate you for watching, and be on the lookout for our next video. Who knows what it's going to be on. So thank you for joining in this segment of Ask the Tooth Fairy.